Hello everyone, it's Nick Rushton. It is the 10th of October 2022 and we are on the Jane Rushton Live webinar that she does every month on a Monday just after lunch. And whether you are online with us now or watching back, welcome. And it's so good to have you here. Now, Jane is away this week. She's down in Sydney. And she's actually on a training program of her own. Now, the thing about it is that Jane's a master certified trainer in NLP, timeline therapy and hypnosis. And she's down in Sydney on a training course at the moment, not getting trained, but actually helping out and doing what they call coaching assistant. She's already done this program herself a while ago. And whenever she can, she always goes back and helps the new people coming through. Coaching assisting is a great part of the program itself to actually come back in to whichever program you've done or all of them, whether it be hypnosis or timeline therapy or NLP, in order just to learn a little bit more and get clearer on the distinctions that you have in and around what each of the programs is. So Jane is down there for the next few days or week. And she'll be back online with us for the next webinar when that comes up. But in any case, she's asked me to host this for her. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Nick Rushton. I'm Jane's husband. And I did the NLP and the hypnosis approximately 12 months ago with Jane. And since then have watched an amazing group of people come through and do each of the different trainings and really get a lot of life-changing experiences from it. And this is a world of transformation. It's about people becoming a better version of themselves. So I just want to acknowledge you all for looking in and watching back this recording, if you are doing so, just to take time out for yourself and re-engage with some of the distinctions and learnings that you may have got through timeline therapy, through hypnosis, or through NLP, and really putting those into your life on a daily balance. Jane wanted me today to talk about community and the stages of community within what we do. Now, I'm a part of a number of different communities, and in each community, I get support from other members. So in this instance, with NLP and timeline therapy and hypnosis, there are a whole range of different people who have done the program with Jane or in other learnings that have come back to the program and really enjoyed just being a part of it. It's also about the different other communities that I'm a part of as well. So, you know, I'm a part of Rotary. Well, Jane and I are both part of Rotary. And there's different support networks within Rotary that help that community survive. There's also, on a different level, I'm a rugby referee, and Jane was, for a long time, a netball umpire. And within those associations, there are different levels of community and support. And in the same instance, we have a similar type of thing that happens here within the NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis communities. And if you've been to any of the programs in the past, then you'll understand that there are different times where you may need support, falling away from the integrity or the responsibility that comes with each of the different learnings that we have at different times. It's good just to reconnect in. I know that there is different families within our community that quite often just pull each other up and just remind themselves, you know what, maybe you want to look at that in a different light or speak it in a different way. With NLP, for example, you know, your language is your life. And in the training, we talk about say it as you want it. Say it as you mean it. Say it as you want it to be. And that say it as you want it to be is really important because you're verbalizing what you want to bring in to who you are being in the time that you are there. And so in that frame, the support groups that you may get in each different type of community that you have realign you with the distinctions that come within what you're doing. And this is a very, very safe space. I think that most people within the NLP, timeline therapy, hypnosis community, have a very, very similar vibe and are very synergetic with each other about language that we use and how we get through each of the days. So benefiting from that is constantly looking at each part of the program and just revisiting it on different times and just bringing it back into what is in it for you. So just carrying on from everything I've discussed with you just for the moment, one of Jane's really key parts of her program are her 5 key steps to each day, things that she practices and we do together each and every day to make yourself more accountable for when you bring these changes into your life. The first one, of course, is doing her journaling. So everybody who's been a part of any of her programs has been given a journal, a 30-day transformational journal. And it's the opportunity to actually write out, let the pen flow of what's going through, what you need to get out of you for the moment that you're in. The second key step is to exercise. Exercise goes without saying, and it's different for everybody. For me, it's getting up and doing between 30 and 45 minutes of different types of exercise each day, and depending on how I'm feeling and sometimes how the body's feeling, whether it be a 5K run or a 45 or 50-minute bike ride, or just a weight session that we've got in our media room and doing some Pilates or whatever it is, swimming in the summertime, getting out and actually getting the body moving, getting the blood pumping, getting the oxygen circulating around your body. It's a big part of it. Jane also talks about the chill pill, when we talk about Qigong, rolling down and releasing the nervous system by just getting a roll down and going through that part of it. The full Qigong we do regularly in the morning before we start work, and it's just a case of just letting the body go and letting the toxins go. Oh, just an amazing feeling. Accountability. Accountability, when we talk about it in Jane's 5 key steps, is just that 10-minute phone call with a partner in the morning, talking about what's important to you as far as the rest of the day goes. What's your win for today? What's your intention for today? What is your challenge for today? Your manifestation, your question to the universe, and again, verbalizing and expressing how that can help you benefit for what your day looks like moving forward. And the last part, Ho'oponopono, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Remember, we're not talking to anybody else here, we're talking to ourselves. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, Nick. I'm sorry, Nick, for whatever it might be that I've brought into me that I shouldn't have. Please forgive me. And working through the Ho'oponopono process is a part of Jane's 5 key steps to healthy living. Now, you know what? On an integral point of view, I don't practice these absolutely every single day, but most days you'll find me, and you will definitely most likely find Jane practicing all these 5 key steps. And if you know her story and the reason that she did it, she understood that Western medicine can only do so much to bring you back to health, but then it's just what's going through your mind that can trigger whatever it is. And that brings us on to that subject of communities. So there is one thing to be able to do a hypnosis program or a NLP program and take in all the learnings that come from that. And then there's the next process of actually bringing it into your daily life and your beingness about who you are on a regular daily basis. And then there's installing it more and more by talking it out with like-minded people and being congruent and with an integrity for that with other people. Now, those who have done any of those programs will know that they've done a small test at the end of it. And not everybody got 100%. I know, mind-blowing, right? Which means there's always more that we can learn. And I'm part of another group which we study transformation on a different level. But one of the guys that we study, his name is Buckminster Fuller. He has this saying, he says that you can never learn less. And just by coming back to the programs whenever hypnosis or NLP is on, you pick up different parts of it, or you get a deeper or better understanding of what that might look like. Even small things like sensual acuity. When I first did it, I mean, the person I looked at while we were doing the exercise, I almost couldn't see any possible change at all in them. And yet, the couple of times I've come back and supported Jane in the program, I just get a better and better and better understanding, because now I'm also learning it in regards to what I do with my day-to-day life as a mortgage broker, and then dealing with people in and around the scene of what, how I can use these skills to make it easier life and make a better life for me. So using the skills that come out of NLP is not just a case of self-healing, but it's also a case of helping yourself within your daily lives as well. So like I spoke about before, though I have a different number of communities that I deal with, and in each community that I'm with, I've got a different support network, which is within that. And it's an opportunity now just to bring in Hunter, who has herself got different levels of community. Hunter, do you want to talk about what we spoke about earlier on about your culture and communities that you talk about as well?
Yeah, sure. So I was really musing over the question, what is community to me, and going through, growing up because I'm Māori from New Zealand, so growing up in the Māori culture, from preschool we learn the importance of a marae. There are 4 pillars of health, and that is physical health, spiritual health, mental health, and family well-being, and family specific, like taha whānau is what Māori say, and whānau doesn't always have to correlate with family, although it does in most cases, but really that translates to a place where you belong. So a place of belonging, I would say that is a community, the capacity to belong somewhere, to care and to share with other people, where individuals are a part of a wider social system. That to me is what community is. And so taking that, I really love that that learning, especially from my culture, carrying that throughout my life, and then different communities, like being in the church and the community that comes from that, love and support, and most recently the Jane Rushton Live community for me especially, and recently undertaking the NLP training course. It was actually quite special because I was able to do that with my dad and my stepmom, which in itself was already a grounding community, moving into a wider part of a community. So it really showed me the importance of being a part of a community, but not only that, but with like-minded individuals, and going through a journey of self-discovery together, in all different stages of our lives, but with the same intention of that we want a positive desired outcome, whatever that may look like for us. So to see that, to experience that firsthand has been incredible, actually. And I was saying to Jane last week before she left for Sydney that I'm really excited for graduation at the end of this month to see everybody, because I miss them. Not having seen them for a couple of months, I'm like, oh, I miss those guys. So I'm looking forward to catching up with everyone again. And yes, we've got our social media and we're all connected online, but it's another type of experience to connect with people in a personable, in-person level. So yeah, that's my little takeaway.
That's awesome, Hunter. Thank you for that. I want to come back to your Maori heritage.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been in Australia?
I have been in Australia since 2017, so 7 years now.
Wow, okay. And so the first part of your life then was completely in New Zealand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And growing up in and around a complete culture of Maori upbringing and learnings and culture?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so now that you're here in Australia, how do you draw on that community back in New Zealand, or do you have that community also here in Australia as well?
That is a great question. Learning to, only in the last couple of years, thinking about lockdown specifically, during 2020, that was the point in time where I guess realized that I had so many learnings that I remember from childhood that were really beautiful, and that I almost forgot to integrate into my life, or the importance of nature. Māori culture has always, nature and community, they've always been reiterated to come together and say prayer and sing song and all of those things, and that's things that I do naturally, but I kind of forgot the Māori concept, to bring that back into my life. So that's really something that I have been reintegrating slowly into my life here in Australia, because just finding people who can speak Māori fluently, also trying to speak it at home with family. I've recently moved back in with my dad, so trying to integrate those learnings into the home. And yeah, I would say it's one of those, it is a fun challenge, because it's something that I would like to explore more here in Australia. And I know that especially here in this part of Queensland, that there is a really big community of Māori people. I actually did see that there was a workshop, I think it's next November, second weekend of November, making poi, the
Yep.
ball on the string. So I was thinking of going along to that, because I'd love to make some poi to play around with. So I haven't. There's plenty of those in New Zealand at the moment. I watched the Women's Rugby World Cup on the weekend, and it was New Zealand versus Australia, and every time New Zealand scored a try, the boys were there. It's beautiful to watch. Great level of support there. That was awesome. And what about your church community? Now that you're here in Australia, you're part of a new church community here. And where do you see support there as well? Do you get community support there at the same time? Now growing up, I did regularly go to church, but that is not something that I practice anymore.
Right.
Not saying that, in saying that, it's actually quite cool that you mentioned that, because even though I'm not active in the church anymore, that doesn't mean that there is, there's still a support from them if I do need it.
So you know that support is always there.
Yeah.
And you feel safe in that support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, superb. And you mentioned also then the graduation obviously coming up. I think it's the 27th. Is that right? Thursday, the 27th of October.
Yeah.
And that is an invitation to everybody who's done a program with Jane to come back and support that as well. So you said you haven't seen those people for a month or two, and there's this like-minded community that you want to re-engage with.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. What does it mean to you? And those people specifically in that group.
Yeah, so I feel like specifically there were another couple, Megan and Chad. Shout out to Megan and Chad. They it was cool to do it with them because they're a married couple, and so I had my parents there as well, my dad and my stepmom, and that already was like, oh, we're a family. And then Bede and yourself, Nick, you and Jane, Bede who attended, and Monique
And Pauline.
and Pauline, we're all from New Zealand, which it was nice to have that common nature, and also the accent. I guess it was it was familiar and comforting. Yeah, really welcoming. And throughout those 7 days that we did the course together, we go through a lot of healing techniques, as you would know, quite confronting questions and powerful moments that we shared together. And so with all of those gave me, I guess, a safe space.
Yeah, great. So there's a sense of security and safety within that space of that community, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sure you'll agree that the thing about that whole safety and security is the ability just to be a part of that community, knowing that those people have got your back.
Yeah.
That if you needed to give Megan a call and just to let something go about some part of it, or just to get some redirection, that you can do that, and Megan will be there for you. You'd be there for Megan, I'm sure, and that's what support networks are all about, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing with us, Hunter. It's been great to do so. So, so part of the opportunity with these webinars is to jump on, take some time out for yourself, and understand that there's so many other people around who are thinking similar thoughts to what you've been thinking in regards to maybe if you've done hypnosis or not, that want to know a little bit more about it, whether it's been timeline therapy or NLP. And the community that we have around is there to support. And these regular calls are to reintegrate some of those distinctions and learnings that come in. So I believe it's the second Monday of every month around about lunchtime. And now just remind me now, Hunter, the other one is on a Thursday evening, is that right?
Yes, we have the VIP one.
On the third Thursday of each month, right?
Last Thursday of each month.
Last Thursday of each month.
Yes.
And this is about community supporting community. And it's about the opportunity to re-engage these learnings that have happened through each of these programs, and maybe just to tease out a little bit further some of those distinctions and get a deeper understanding and learning of what it is. I mentioned one before: you never learn less. Another one of these ones that in this other group that we talk about is the opportunity to learn from maybe some of the mistakes that we made. So the only failure really is the failure to participate. And so participating is the opportunity to learn each time. It's been great to have you on, Hunter. Thank you for being a part of this as well. And thank you for everyone who's taken the time to have a look at this recording in later times. Next time we will have Jane back, and there'll be a little bit more interaction and a lot more of maybe the submodalities or the modalities that Jane normally does in these webinars, and an opportunity for you to maybe reach out again and just maybe just check in with Jane about how she can help you with wherever you might be getting one of those blockages or getting stuck. So for now, thank you, and thank you for taking time for yourself. Thank you for being a part of this webinar. I hope you've got some sort of added value and benefit from it, and look forward to seeing you next time on the next webinar that Jane will be hosting, and we'll see you then. For now, have a great day, have a great week, have a great month, and we'll see you when we see you next. Bye for now.